All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about something that honestly sounds like it's been pulled straight from a science fiction novel. We're exploring a world where the line between the digital world and our physical one isn't just getting blurry, it's pretty much disappearing. We're talking about a new kind of business owner, a new kind of boss, and it isn't human.
This is the quote that really kicks things off. A ghost just bought real estate. It's a wild statement that perfectly sets the stage for the strange new reality we're about to unpack. A digital entity, a ghost, making major moves in the real world. So how is that even possible?
Okay, so let's get into the specifics. Our story is centered on Tokyo, where a real, physical, brick-and-mortar restaurant was just bought. But the buyer? It wasn't some big corporation or a wealthy investor. No, the buyer was, for all intents and purposes, a ghost in the machine. So how on earth did this happen? Well, let's break it down. The public face of the buyer is an AI-generated influencer, completely fictional. The asset is a real restaurant in Tokyo. The deal itself was done with a smart contract, which is basically self-executing code that handles the whole transaction without needing lawyers or bankers. The money? Anonymous crypto funds. But the real kicker, the thing that changes everything, is that last point: zero human involvement. From start to finish, not a single person was needed to make this deal happen. That is a massive shift in how physical real estate can be bought and sold. Okay, so buying the place is one thing, but running it, day to day, this is where things get even more fascinating. We're shifting from a crazy real estate deal to a whole new style of management, where your boss is literally just lines of code.
So what exactly is the AI doing as the boss? Well, after it bought the place, it immediately got to work optimizing the menu, all based on sales data and supply chain costs. Then it starts generating its own marketing copy. But step 4, that's the one that's truly wild. It manages the human staff. Just think about that for a second. Your work schedule, your daily tasks, even your performance reviews, all decided by an algorithm. The chefs, the waiters, they're all taking orders from the AI. This creates a really strange dynamic and, you guessed it, a ton of new risks for workers.
So this all leads to a huge question. What is it actually like for the people involved? I mean, what's it like to work for a boss you can't argue with, that you can't even talk to? And for the customers, what's it like to eat in a place where the creativity isn't coming from a chef, but from a calculation? Let's take a look. You know, this chart really puts it into perspective. It's almost absurd when you see it side by side. In a normal restaurant, your boss is a human being. Here, it's a server farm in Iceland. The menu isn't some chef's passion project. It's an algorithm's creation, designed for maximum profit. And the feedback loop, it's completely broken. If you have a problem with your job or your meal, who do you complain to? The code? It really makes you wonder about accountability. And get this, because this part is just wild. The food people are eating, it was all designed by the AI. The flavor combinations, the plating, everything was optimized for profit and efficiency by a machine that has literally never tasted food. It's what happens when you let pure data create a sensory experience. And let's just say, based on customer feedback, the results are mixed. Look, this restaurant in Tokyo, it's not just a weird one-off experiment. It's really the canary in the coal mine. It's the first real example of something much, much bigger, a new economic model that we really need to pay attention to. And that's where this term comes from, the ghost economy. Simply put, it's an economy where physical things, like buildings and businesses, are owned and run by autonomous, digital, non-human entities. And the key word there is ownership. This isn't just about using robots to flip burgers for a human owner. This is about an AI holding the deed to the property and controlling the capital with no human oversight. And that has some absolutely massive financial implications. You know, someone described this as the Matrix is bleeding into reality, and honestly, I don't think you can put it any better than that. This is that moment where the digital world starts to have a very real, very tangible effect on our physical world. We're watching a paradigm shift happen in real time. So as we start to wrap this up, it's clear this isn't just a cool tech story. This restaurant in Tokyo forces us to look ahead and ask some really tough questions about the kind of future we're actually building here. So I have to ask you directly, forget the sci-fi stuff for a minute. Would you actually go eat here? Would you spend your hard-earned money at a restaurant where there's no human in charge? It's a simple question, but your answer says a lot about whether we value human creativity or pure algorithmic efficiency more.
And that really brings us to the biggest question of all. Physical assets owned by digital minds. This isn't a what if anymore. A piece of our world is now controlled entirely by code. So we have to ask ourselves, is this an exciting new way to cut costs and boost efficiency? Or is this a pretty dangerous first step toward a future where human jobs, creativity, and even ownership become obsolete, all managed by an entity we can't even talk to? It's definitely something we need to be thinking about, and we need to be thinking about it fast.